All right, we got our mold ready to rock. It's looking good. I can't wait to get this thing poured and start using the new mold. So today I'm going to be using Plat 55 from Alumilite. And this is a platinum cure silicone. It's going to be a little bit more resilient. It's going to have a longer lifespan. It works with all the resins pretty well. I've never used this before and I was curious. I wanted to make some block molds with it. I don't know if this is the best option for this type of a mold right here with this burl. My instincts tell me that maybe a more flexible silicone might be better for this. I'm not sure. If it doesn't work, I'll just, get some flexible silicone and redo it. It's not that big of a deal. But I'm curious to see how this works. And so hopefully this will work well for it and we won't have to worry about it. Now, I want to stop and say I'm really no expert when it comes to silicone mold making. There are a lot smarter and a lot more experienced people out there, especially, on YouTube. If you have a lot of questions, probably I would direct you to someone else that has a little bit more experience than me. But I can usually answer some simple questions when it comes to this stuff. I have made a few. So it's a 10-to-1 mix ratio. I'm just going to weigh it out. I estimated about 2 pounds, maybe 2 to 3, somewhere in that neighborhood for this mold. The beauty of silicone is you don't necessarily need to nail it, perfect on, with the volume, the amount on the first shot. If it's a little low, you just pour more on. The silicone sticks to itself really well, even if it is cured. You're good to go. So I'm going to mix up 2 pounds of it and in this bucket. Then I'm going to vacuum degas it. We want to make sure that there's no air bubbles in the, trapped in the mold after it cures, because if that happens and you pressurize it, those air bubbles will collapse, deforming your mold under pressure, and you're going to get some funky castings. It's not going to be very fun. So let's get this mixed up and pop it in the vacuum chamber. All right, we got it all poured. Now it's just a matter of letting it fully cure. It's a 6 to 12 hour cure time, so I'm just going to let it sit overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow and see how we did. Before we see the results, I just wanted to stop and thank my newest top-level patrons over on Patreon, Amy Baumgart, Chad Schimmel, and Paul Markstrom. Thank you guys for supporting the show at the top level. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to help support the show over on Patreon and get access to the monthly live hangout and Q&A sessions, head over to patreon.com/nvwoodworks. Now let's see how this mold turned out. All right, here we go. It's all firmed up. Let's demold it and see what we got.
Meanwhile. Eventually.
All right, it fought me a little bit, but I finally got it out. I did have to make some relief cuts. There was no way to get this out. This silicone, the Plat 55 is a very rigid silicone, and I couldn't bend it enough to get this thing out. So I made some side cuts. I'm not worried about flashing or anything like that. I may go ahead and put something around it. You know, I have more of these little tubs. So I can put like a sleeve around this, maybe some rubber bands, and it'll hold it in place. But I don't really care what the outside of this, you know, what the outside of these things look like, because I'm going to recast it, then turn it anyway. So not a big deal in this case, but you might want to think about using a more flexible silicone than the Plat 55. It's on the rigid end of silicones. But I bought it, I wanted to try it out and just see how it would work for this, but I bought it in a large quantity because I'm going to be making some block molds, and it's going to be perfect for those. Now, another thing that I could have done is put some mold release on this, and that would have made demolding a lot easier. You can see there's like silicone pieces kind of stuck in here. Little bit kind of came off on the burl. But if I had saturated this thing with a mold release, probably couldn't have cast it later on. I don't know. I maybe could have wiped it off with something, but I decided not to, and it made it a little bit more difficult to pull out. But I'm super excited to try this out, so let's head over to the casting area and let's make ourselves a man-made burl. Well, all right, guys, I've been having a blast making burls with this thing. I made a glow in the dark. I made a spacey one. This one's trippy, kind of crazy colors. And I've actually got the first one that we made on the show on this video already cast. But this video is already so long that I thought it made more sense to break it into another video where I cast the blank using that burl, man-made burl that we made, and then turn it up. So that'll be coming down the road. But man, I'm really excited about this mold. It turned out great. It's been doing, just fabulous. And I'm definitely not the first person that has come up with this idea. Tons of people have done it. It's been on my list of things to do for a while, but hopefully the thing that I maybe brought to the table was I haven't really seen too many people make round ones. I know Scott Grove, he brought a mold like that on the show, on the live stream once, but hopefully this will give you some ideas of things that you can do with a little bit of silicone. You can, copy whatever you want, whether it be a burl or something else that you really like and want to recast. You can, add some funky colors, add some glow powder, whatever you want. Glitter's on my list. So it should be pretty fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget, guys, I'm now an affiliate for Alumilite. So if you use my links, I actually get a little bit back on your order and it costs you nothing. So you just use my link to go to alumilite.com, order some stuff, and I get a referral bonus from them. So I appreciate you guys using the link. If this is your first time on my channel, we do all kinds of resin casting projects, tips and tricks, and experiments around here. So if you're interested in this kind of thing, definitely hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell to get notified when new videos get posted. And if you're thinking about getting into resin casting, but you're not really sure where to begin, check out my ebook, The Beginner's Guide to Resin Casting. It answers all those beginner questions, like what do I need to get started? How does it all work? Which resin should I use? It'll help you get over that initial learning curve so you can kind of get in the shop, start making experiments, man-made burls, whatever kind of projects that you want. It's available on my website if you're interested. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching this video and happy casting.